Welcome to Above the Rest Outdoors. This week's show, it's all about Team ARO. This is where we take a look at the ones that have made Above the Rest Outdoors possible. My family. Don't get me wrong, we do utilize a few friends here and there, but for the most part, it's all about us. It's all about Easton, Warren, Karen, and myself. So whether it's been from mistakes, success, or maybe just the fact that the rest of the family was going, so someone got stuck going along, everyone in our families had to contribute. And that's why we think Above the Rest Outdoors is such a unique hunting show. Karen and I were both born in Virginia, and our families are the ones that first instilled the love of hunting in us. My older brother was the first one to introduce me into archery, and I knew immediately this is going to be something bigger in my life than just a hobby. My passion for shooting a bow and for bow hunting, it only increased when Karen and I moved from Virginia to Arkansas, got married, started building a family of our own. It was in Arkansas where I really started sharing my obsession with this bow with Karen and a few close friends. That obsession is what led us to buy our first camcorder. Well, maybe the fact that our first child was on the way is why Karen finally said yes, we could buy a camcorder. Either way, in 1994, we finally bought our first 8mm camcorder, and I was ready to take it out in the woods and see what we could capture. Now, we weren't really trying to do this professionally. We were just taking it along and seeing what would happen. So our first few outings, pretty much just Karen and I. One of us would run the camera while the other one hunted. After several failed attempts and one major blowout, the day my cameraman / wife told me I was good to go to shoot this whitetail doe, only to find out that she didn't record any of it. It was that day in that tree that I realized, if Karen and I are going to try to stay married, maybe I better find someone else to run this camera. So that's when I employed the help of my co-worker and close friend, David Mitchell. Now to start off, Mitch and I didn't do much better than Karen and I were, but eventually we got everything worked out, got in a tree one afternoon, and sure enough, we killed our first whitetail deer on video. After getting that first deer on video, I guess we just thought we needed a break, about a 10-year break. Karen and I ended up working on careers, building a family, and we even moved to the great state of Montana. So it wasn't until after we got all that settled before we could pick up a camera again and try our luck in the woods one more time. When we come back, we're going to meet the youngest member of the Above the Rest team. Started filming when he was 8 years old. When you have a hunting question, we have a solution. When you want to know when, where, or how. Most of all, why should you believe us? We make our living looking for your answers. AboveTheRestOutdoors.com.
This is high-speed footage of the Ripcord Code Red and a competitor's fall-away arrow rest. both fall as designed. But watch what happens to each launcher arm after fall away. Ripcord's drop-dead brake stops any launcher bounce back, while the competitor's launcher arm bounces back up into the ARO. This will affect aeroflight and broadhead accuracy. Eliminate launcher bounce back with Ripcord Code Red, the #1 fall-away rest.
Proper sleep is essential to your health. Hi, I'm Jennifer Hagan. At Sleep City, we're dedicated to improving your sleep. Nothing does this better than pressure-relieving memory foam from Beauty Rest. Sleep City has 48 months free financing on all Comfortpedic, True Energy, and Beauty Rest Black mattresses during our biggest memory foam event of the year. Sleep healthy on a Beauty Rest during the Memory Foam event at Sleep City.
Improving America's sleep. Sleep City.
I always took my quiver off.
I always took my quiver off.
I used to hunt with my quiver off.
Why do so many bow hunters detach their quivers? To avoid accuracy-affecting torque. Tight Spot is the first low-torque quiver. It fits tight to your bow, is extremely lightweight, and means virtually no torque.
Now, I hunt with my Tight Spot quiver on.
It acts as a stabilizer.
You'll shoot better with your Tight Spot quiver on than you ever did with your old quiver off.
Tight Spot, the quiver that fits tight to your bow.
Matthew shooters Lee and Tiffany Lakoski know that it takes years of hard work cultivating, planting, and managing quality food plots to produce the right hunting environment that attracts monster bucks.
With the helium, I'm my biggest buck to date on the ground. And that's why I shoot a Matthews.
Matthews, trusted by more serious hunters and professional archers.
And that's why we shoot a Matthews.
Above the Rest Outdoors is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Since Easton wasn't born until year 2000, we don't have a whole lot of footage of Easton yet shooting animals. He just turned 12 this year, and in Montana, that's the first year he's been legal to hunt. But lucky for Easton, he grew up in a family where it didn't matter what age he was, we were taking him with us. And at the early age of 7, 8 years old, I already had Easton behind a camera filming some of our hunts. He finally got his first successful hunt while filming his mom on a white-tailed doe in the river bottom of Montana. Now keep in mind, this is a kid that's 8 years old and his mom. No one else there helping him, just the two of them in the tree. Well, Karen did her job. She made a great shot. Doe runs out in the field and falls dead. In Easton's excitement, he hits the record button and turns off the camera right as they start to celebrate the fact that the deer fell over. Yeah, we may have to work on Easton's skills just a little bit. But at 8 years old, I couldn't give him much grief. He got the kill, but he just forgot to film any kind of recovery. Now that following spring, we decided to give Easton a second shot. We're going to be bear hunting in Canada, so I decided I'm going to use Easton as the second cameraman. Him and his mom and me are all sitting in a blind trying to kill a black bear. Easton's obviously a fast learner. Not only did he capture the bear on video, he's not only getting the recovery, he's actually prompting me on what I need to say.
How do you feel about that shot, Dad?
He does pretty good. That's until we actually go to get the bear. And I don't know what's in the tops of these trees, but I think our cameraman might still need just a little bit of work. So Easton's definitely getting better with the camera. But he's still got a few inconsistencies, let's just say that. Now, at Above the Rest Outdoors, our goal is to capture everything on film. So we were trying to groom Easton to be the best cameraman we could. But for some reason, we couldn't get him out from behind his bow all the time because he seemed to know that someday he wasn't going to have to run the camera. He was going to be the one in front of the camera. Finally, 2011, Easton gets his first chance to get out from behind the camera and climb in front. Tough thing about living in Montana, they don't let the kids hunt until they're 12 years old, so we had to travel across 2 states in order to get Easton a crack at a turkey in Nebraska. This will be Easton's first chance ever shooting his bow at any kind of wild animal, and he does pretty good. Easton has become quite the cameraman. To be honest, I've lost count of how many successful hunts that he's filmed for us now. But something tells me that he wants more. I believe you're going to see Easton in the future doing a whole lot more in front of the camera rather than behind it.
We kill animals. Yeah.
At 12 years old, our youngest member of the Above the Rest team is doing a good job for us. Way to go, Easton. We sure appreciate it. I mentioned earlier that Easton was the youngest member of the Above the Rest team. That means he's got to be following someone. Yep, Easton's following his older brother Warren. Just like his brother Easton, Warren's been filming hunts long before he could hunt himself. And he and I actually teamed up and got our first successful turkey hunt ever back in 2006. That seemed to be the icebreaker. Above the Rest was on its way. Warren seemed to be picking this camera thing up pretty quickly. So shortly after he filmed me successfully shoot a turkey, he follows up with an antelope hunt and a whitetail hunt in the same year. Warren's doing great. I'm loving it because I got me a cameraman all the time because he still ain't old enough to get a tag. But at 10 years old, I could tell Warren wasn't going to stay behind the camera long. We're talking about a kid that was liking to shoot his bow so much that I actually had to tell him to put it away sometimes because he would shoot somewhere between 200 to 300 arrows a day. Well, in what almost seemed like overnight, my 10-year-old cameraman had turned 12. Only thing he wants to have to do with the camera now, push it out of the way so that he can shoot his next animal. Yeah, as soon as Warren got the chance to get in front of the camera, he proved pretty quickly that he was not only going to be good behind the camera, but he's going to do just as well shooting at these animals. He started off killing a mule deer. And then an antelope on video. Then he went on to a bear. And a whitetail deer. And somewhere in there he even made room for a few turkeys. Warren is getting it done. Well, even though Warren had gotten good at killing animals, he had developed a little bit of a problem. That problem is Warren doesn't wait. We're trying to film our hunts. We need the animals on camera before you can shoot them. And sometimes Warren just doesn't give us much time. One thing about Warren, his reactions are priceless. Doesn't matter what he's hunting or where he's hunting, when Warren shoots an animal, there is a reaction, for sure.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. It's down. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yes. Oh, man. Folks, that deer's down right there.
I'll guarantee you this is.
Sorry, I'm a little bit shaky. Yeah, baby.
In kid standards, I guess Warren would be classified as a veteran. At 16 years old, Warren has over 20 kills. He's videotaped I don't know how many hunts successfully for us. And I can proudly and safely say that when I need someone to film or I need someone to shoot, Warren's the one I can count on. We sure appreciate Warren here at Above the Rest.
the hex on one and smoked him.
He really doesn't need to smell my hat, does he?
X Stealth Screen, scientifically changing the way hunters stay undetected.
If you're a hunter, you're part of a great legacy of conservation leadership. I'm Craig Morgan, and I'm inviting you to help me carry our legacy one step further. Join and support the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, a conservation unit for hunters and people who care about wildlife, wild places, and outdoor adventure. So join us. Here's how.
One low price, plain and simple always. It's the philosophy that sets our dealership apart. Hi, I'm Jared Gandard, owner of Kalispell Toyota. Our philosophy came from you. We listened to what you liked and disliked about buying a vehicle. You'll find our best price clearly displayed on every vehicle on our lot. No back and forth, no sales gimmicks. 18 or 80, good credit or not so good. You'll get the same best price up front, in writing, every day. Best price, another reason why Kalispell Toyota is #1 in Northwest Montana.
Above the Rest Outdoors is brought to you by these fine sponsors. We have saved the best for last. There's one more member of our family and a member of the Above the Rest team. That would be the boy's mom and my wife, Karen. Now, Karen is not only a hunter, mother, and significant part of the Above the Rest team, but she's also a full-time financial advisor and partner with the Edward Jones Financial Company. So to say the least, Karen's got a full plate, but she always still seems to find time to jump behind a camera when we need it, and she really enjoys getting behind her bow or grabbing a muzzleloader and going out for some quick fun with the family. I think it's safe to say that if we need a little humor, or maybe we just need a teaching segment for next week's show, we can always count on Karen. Now, I have to say, Karen has really become quite the cameraman. Not to mention, just like her kids, she has been knocking down some trophies of her own. She's even figured out that turkey thing. Without a doubt, Karen is first and foremost a mom. And more often, I think Karen's out there not to really kill anything at all. She's out there to get closer to nature, closer to her family, but most of all, she seems to really enjoy getting closer to God and what He's created for us. Well, I'm not sure that I know all the reasons why Karen's been in the field with us all these years as we've been chasing animals with our bow. But what I do know is, as a father, it is truly special to spend all of the time out in the field like this with your entire family. And so for whatever reason that Karen, Warren, or Easton come along into the outdoors with me, it makes a dad and makes me as a person realize, man, I am truly blessed. How is it that a family of 4 with 2 boys that play sports all year long, a wife that works full time, how is it that they would find the time, or more importantly, why would they take the time to build a TV show based around archery hunting? We do it because we saw a need for a show that's not only entertaining, but also educational. Now, we know ARO is different. That wasn't done by accident. We don't have high-priced cameramen. We certainly don't have the money to go on all paid or guided hunts all the time. We're just a family of hunters that want to help others enjoy what we enjoy. All of us here at ARO, from the youngest to the oldest, strive to be the best that we can be, whether it's in the field or just in life. If we can help others do the same, then we feel like our show has been a success. So with that being said, we would like to thank you for being a part of Season 1 Above the Rest Outdoors, and we look forward to taking you on next year's journey.
This stand was made for Nick's dad, Rick. He's only 5'3", and he wears these little shoes that hook up, and you find them at the end of a rainbow often. Tell me if you see anything. You always kind of wonder what your face mask looks like on.
So in the meantime, we would encourage you to join us at AboveTheRestOutdoors.com so we can continue to share our hunts, tips, and techniques with you to help you on your next hunt. You can also follow us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. From all of us here at Above the Rest Outdoors, we thank you for being here. More importantly, we look forward to seeing you out there. Thanks, and God bless.
Oh God, I had to put my glove on. My hand was sweating so bad.
That's sweet shooting, dude. That's awesome. My friend is a dead bear.
I have no idea what I just did, but I missed that turkey twice.
That, my friend.
Awesome. I never noticed that. It takes that much adrenaline from you. It's my first girl anything ever.
When you blow your very first call in Arizona, and the very first thing that answers you is the heavens above with lightning like this, maybe you should have taken that as a sign and headed back to camp. I didn't think it was possible, but this hunt's going from bad to worse. You know, I don't think I've ever been anywhere that it's rained this hard for this long. I think it'd be an understatement to say the elk are winning. They are not just winning, they are stomping us into the ground.
That is going to be the proudest small bull I've ever killed. Lord.
Have you had fun?
I'm telling you, I told you already, I've told him already, I have never had a week like this, not including meeting my wife or having my daughter. That tops it, but for something just to get to do, I never dreamed I'd have a week like this.
Independent tests confirm that the pins on a black gold are 20% brighter than the next brightest bow sight. So bright that we had to use photochromatic technology to dim the pins in bright light. In low light, while the pins on other bow sights are growing dim, the pins on a black gold sight are still perfectly bright. Be the last one out of the woods at night. Get a black gold sight.
If you're a hunter, you're part of a great legacy of conservation leadership. I'm Craig Morgan, and I'm inviting you to help me carry our legacy one step further. Join and support the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, a conservation unit for hunters and people who care about wildlife, wild places, and outdoor adventure. So join us. Here's how.